Good morning.
Good
I'm
morning.
here with Neelam at the Mandarin Oriental. This is the yoga room that they have here. It used to be, I think it did.
It has always been a yoga room plus the exercise room, the aerobic classes and the Pilates class. That room used to be the squash room.
Yeah, I remember playing squash.
Yes.
It's a long time ago since it's been squash.
Yes, and that room has been changed too. But since I joined here, it has always been yoga since 2007 that I know of. Maybe before that it was something else, but...
How long have you been here now?
15 years now.
Gosh. You must have been 11 when you started here. Right, I'm going to put this down and I'm going to set this up here and tilt this so that you can see us. I can't see without my glasses on.
Me too, without my glasses, same thing.
I've got sunglasses on. If we can get a little bit closer so you can see us. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do a little meditation.
Yes.
Followed by a chat.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Let's try how it flows.
I'm going to come a little bit closer. So.
Okay. Do you need anything else? Any mat or anything? Do you need any mat, extra mat?
No. This is.
Okay.
This is my normal. If I'm sitting watching the television, this is how I sit anyway. So.
Okay. So shall we start by closing the eyes first?
Oh,
okay.
Glasses off.
Let's keep our palms open. Become aware of the surroundings, the music in the room, the space in the room, the mild sound of the air conditioning. And let us be in harmony with our surroundings right this moment. Let us become aware of the inner environment, the body, may be comfortable, uncomfortable, may be heavy or light. Without any judgment, observe the body. Become aware of the breath. It may be deep or shallow. It may be cool or warm. Just observe your breath the way it is. Become aware of the mind. It may be in the future or the past. Some negative, maybe some positive. Without any judgment, observe the mind. Let's take a long deep breath in and breathe out. As we breathe out, we relax more and more. The shoulders are relaxed, arms are relaxed. Breathe in deep. Hold the breath in Open your mouth and release. We'll repeat this again 2 times. Breathe in. Hold the breath in. Open your mouth and release. Once again, breathe in. Hold the breath in. Release through the mouth. Relax. Let us take our awareness to the top of the head. The mind wants to wander, let it wander. We keep our awareness on the top of the head. Breathe in again. And breathing out, bring your attention to your nostrils. Breath going in through the nostrils and coming out through the nostrils. Become one with your breath. Now breathing in from nostril through the nose to the forehead. Take your attention to the top of the head. And as you breathe out from the top of the head, through the forehead, through the nose, to the nostrils. Continue as you breathe in and breathe out. Now breathing in, attention to the top of the head, and breathing out, attention down to the end of the spine. As you breathe in and breathe out, breathing in to the top of the head, and breathing out through the neck to the back, all the way till the end of the spine. From end of the spine through the back to the neck, back of your neck, come to the top of the head. And as we breathe out from the top of the head down to the base of the spine, continue as you breathe in and breathe out. And relax. Become aware of the thoughts in the mind if there are any. Take another deep breath in. Breathing out, take your attention to your feelings. Breathe in again deep. And breathing out, relax more and just be. Let us breathe in for Om. Breathe in. Continuous and the linked breath. Breathe in again. Breathe in. 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 Relax in the sound vibration. Asatoma Satkamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us do the alternate nostril breathing. Right hand's index finger, middle finger between the eyebrows. Close your right nostril using the thumb. Inhale from the left nostril. exhale from the right nostril. Without switching, inhale back from the right. And exhale from the left. Continue. Let us make this our last round. After we finish exhaling from the left nostril completely, we may relax. Feeling grateful for the body, grateful for the breath, and grateful for the life. We may fold our hands in front of the chest, and feeling grateful, we bow down a little bit. And if you're feeling ready and complete, and if you feel like, you may gently, slowly open your eyes. A little forward bend. Come up.
That was beautiful.
Good meditation, no? I know you didn't want to open your eyes.
That was perfect way to start the day. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Whew.
Take your time. Take your time.
Yes. Oh, that was lovely. It's funny because in meditation we're trying to clear the mind, but because we're going to have a chat afterwards, lots of questions were coming in to my mind while we're doing this, and I'm like, just let them float through and have a chat afterwards. But that was really lovely. Now, over the last 18 months now, I've been doing more meditation.
Very nice.
Probably about 20 minutes before I go to sleep.
That's a good one, 22. It's
Well,
really routine.
I think now, because I spend so much time in front of a computer on my telephone, to spend 20 minutes before I go to sleep without any distractions, trying to quieten my mind. And then I bought a watch by Garmin that, you know, I like gadgets. You've seen the gadgets I've got already. But the Garmin watch records your sleep, and it gives you a breakdown of your deep sleep, your REM sleep, and your light sleep. Gives you a strange rating. I don't know how the ratings are compiled, but it monitors your sleep patterns.
Very nice.
And I've seen that my deep sleep has gone from around 35 minutes in a day to over 2 hours.
Wow, that's because of
in the
meditation.
And if I don't do meditation, it takes a couple of days, but then it goes back into this old rhythm of a really short deep sleep. And it's one of the things, as we age, deep sleep gets less and less.
Lesser and lesser.
So if we can increase our deep sleep, it's our time for healing, repairing,
And also, you know, when, of course, some people are very active when they get older. Some people, they slow down in terms of the body doesn't require that much of sleep as well, because their whole day pretty much, I mean, some people are very, very active, but then some people really take it easy. But if they're very active, then the sleep also gets deeper. But for sleep to happen, you have to be a little bit somewhere tired. But if you're rested the whole day, didn't do much physical work, somehow the sleep may be not that deep. Even with meditation, it's the same thing. If you're too tired, you will fall asleep in meditation. And if you've not really worked physically a little bit, for some people, not people who are practicing it daily, but beginners, it can be hard for them to get into meditation because mind is running.
it felt like a really long time when I first started.
Right.
I do a 21-minute routine. It's a guy called Felix Price, and he just does this meditation recording, and I find it perfect at the end of each day. But initially, 21 minutes felt like such a long time of stillness.
Yes.
And now I'm itching for longer. I'm like there, I'm not ready yet. This is just perfect. But that was great.
Right.
But I noticed there was a few things happening. So me studying neurology and trying to understand what's going on. One of the things I noticed was, probably after about 5 minutes, I did a big swallow. And the glottis is related to the vagus nerve. So when we are activating our parasympathetic nervous system, I'm just curious whether you see in your classes that point where they do this big swallow and you think, okay, I've got them now. They're in this calm, relaxed state.
For me, what helped me, of course, it's good to know, when we learn. But when the journey, the path that I started with, the master said it didn't mean he said be stupid or don't learn or whatever it is, but he said just be in a simple state. Then the samadhi, the natural state, the meditation will happen very effortlessly, and you will fall into meditation. Don't analyze it too much. So when I close my eyes, when I'm leading meditation, I'm also kind of going in that state. So I didn't, to answer your question, maybe I have not noticed that, but you will see when the more calm you become, your nostrils are getting balanced. Usually we use one nostril, is always, it keeps switching every 2 to 3 hours. Either it's the left is active or the right is active. So when the left is active, that means it's the moon nostril. The right is active, is the sun nostril, which is very active, and it starts to balance when you're meditating. So longer you hold it, and then you go more deep into samadhi state. Yeah. So that's the thing that I feel when nothing else. But I do feel when my nostrils are getting, I can feel they're getting balanced, and I feel more suddenly that there are times when I feel that I know I'm here, but I don't feel that I'm here. You know what I mean? The sense of no identity, that I'm Neelam, I'm in Bangkok, I'm whatever a teacher here or everything somehow, it's just the feeling of anything, nothing, only I'm experiencing just state of being without anything. So I'm like, this is something, then I can stay in that forever. But more, I know, of course, as you said, there are tons of benefits, and the vagus nerve is a thing that activates, and thank you for sharing that as well, because that's good to know for some time. But for me, for my path, how I started is just be simple like a child and just be with the process, and experience will come.
But you've come from kind of a spiritual background with your yoga, whereas mine started off from kind of the mechanics of
no, that's also
yoga and movement, and then I'm now moving into this spiritual realm of so it's kind of the reverse, really.
Either way is fine, but for me, this was the journey, and I still because for me, when it was my personal experience, is to each his own. The more I started, some information is helpful, like okay, then it makes me have some respect for the practice, that this is doing this to me, and then you make it like this is helping me this way, then also kind of it's a good way to kind of but if I went too deep into personally, I started too much in the head, and then I was not able to relax.
Tell me about it. That's what happens to me.
So I'm like, this and then I realized, okay, just be simple, a little bit of knowledge is good to know what is happening, and then in that time I just let go. That works the best for me.
So when we're taking the breath into the top of our head, so this is the crown chakra, and
through
as far as my understanding, the crown chakra is associated with divinity and
bliss and happiness and the highest consciousness.
But I felt myself, I'm going to look back on the video and just see whether I actually became taller.
That's
because
true.
I felt as if I was like
lifted.
It was quite extraordinary.
Right. It's true.
And then feeling it come down my spine, and then right down to the bottom, and then
it goes
breathing
up.
it back up again.
So they say this is the awareness through which the prana is cleansing the chakras.
So this is the Shushumna.
It's cleansing the chakras. It's just awareness. In Gita they say just becoming aware from top, and it goes down through the spine. You go down to the bottom chakra, the base chakra, and then you come up. So it's a gentle, subconsciously it's cleansing. Breathe in and breathe out. Awareness up and down. It's cleansing the chakras.
So our breath is prana.
Prana.
It's the energy. Is it similar to the Chinese have qi, or is
some people
or is it
call
separate?
Prana has different names. Some people call it life force. Some people call it prana. Some people call it qi. It's the same thing.
And then we have our left channel and our right channel, Ida and Pingala.
Yes, and then Sushumna,
And this is my understanding of it, that these are like serpents that go down to the bottom of the spine, and as we breathe in they cross over each other, and that cross roads where they cross is where the chakras are.
Mm-hmm.
But we can have blockages.
Yes. So, that is why we have the yoga asanas. So first, because something blockages that you cannot touch with the hand, when you do the asana, a lot of blockages of prana is getting flowy in the body. That is why when we read the yoga books, asana comes somewhere in between. So before you go to the samadhi state, we say do some asanas. Then you come to the pranayama, you do some breathing exercises. After that, you become pratyahara, you're collecting yourself, and then you go further, you meditate, and then you go into the samadhi. So these movement also help the prana to flow. Okay, and then when you do prana, you're doing some releasing some toxins out of your body, and then the mind clears up, all channels are opened up, prana is getting balanced, and then you can meditate better.
Amazing. One of the things that we were doing at the end of the class was gratitude.
Yes.
And going back to my scientific mind again,
yes.
I was reading about the telomeres. So our DNA is, we have DNA strands, and it multiplies thousands and thousands of times a day, but as they get multiplied, they get marginally shorter. But at the end of each DNA strand are these things called telomeres. They're like tightly wound springs, and they protect our DNA from getting shorter. And one of the things about getting older, I seem to be a bit obsessed about getting older, is these telomeres become shorter. But gratitude seems to have a big impact on the strength of these telomeres. So these become more tightly wound, so they get harder to break down. So it was just interesting that we go to a gratitude, and they're actually strengthening our DNA and preventing them from being broken down further.
So, thank you so much for sharing that, because gratitude is something that, you know, without gratitude, you may do the asanas or any practice, without the reverence, that gratefulness, it transforms into a different meaning altogether. I have done this, as you know, I've been teaching since 2002, 20 years now. I have done these poses, these pranayams, I don't even know, countless times, but I still do it as if I'm doing it for the first time ever. I'm sitting with that, it comes naturally somehow that I'm feeling grateful for the body, for this life. You know, it's so subtle, because sometimes it becomes very technical, mechanical, right? But when you become intuitive, then it becomes, even the movement is becoming meditation. The breath is becoming like a flow, and that harmony is coming, and then you will see so many things that you never knew starts popping up to us. Some ideas, all these meditators, how did they do it like all these thousands of years before, when they did?
It's incredible.
You know, some meditators in India, they didn't have telescopes, they didn't have these gadgets, they wrote these books, scriptures, or they left this knowledge way back. But how did they know the constellation in the sky? How? Without any telescope. And how did they know the earth is round? How did they know the precision of when they made the Jantar Mantars? We have these observatories in India, exact sun timing and exact, there is no way, but so exact prediction where the sun is going to fall, the timing, the nitty-gritties. How did they do it? It's very fascinating. The only thing that I can say, that all of them were meditators. They were tapping into some space of consciousness that so much was revealed to them. So everybody has this power, the consciousness had that power. So the more we tap into that, it has the future, it has the past, it's present all here. And when we tap, that is why when you go to some people, the masters, they can see everything, your past, your future, what your present is, those who are really, really deep practitioners. Everybody has that capacity, but rarely and when it's going to happen, we don't know. We just prepare ourselves for the consciousness to rise that way. And it is possible when you do regular practices, we don't know which day you're going to get which revelation. We can only prepare. There's one thing that I really felt, that meditation is not a doing. Meditation is a happening. Some people say, I meditate. It's not an act of action. It's a happening. Of course, you prepare for meditation. You do guided this thing, but meditation is a happening. You see what I mean? You cannot meditate, but meditation happens to us.
That's a nice way. I like that.
Meditation happens to us, we don't meditate.
One of the things that I found really difficult at the start was kind of clearing my mind. But now, even through the day, my mind seems to be able to have those moments of clearness. With no chatter. I know there's so many books about the monkey mind, but I think my monkey mind has been put to bed.
That's and the best way.
It's interesting now.
And how do you think, like when you do day-to-day life, how it has changed that? Do you find yourself more in the moment and more clear? How has it affected you, especially meditation, as you started doing it?
I think it allows me a lot more to focus on the things that I'm doing. Right. I seem to be, if I'm trying to write a book, at the moment, which is
Right.
a bit of a challenge. I'm not the
Right.
most literary person, but I'm enjoying the process, and it helps with that. I sit down
Exactly.
and I can just become part of it, and sometimes the book seems to be writing itself because I'm just in this kind of meditative state
Right.
of just like.
Right.
And it just kind of flows from me into the
Exactly.
pages.
Exactly.
It's helped a lot in so many ways.
Yeah.
But one of the things that the beginning of the book is about the beginning of the universe and looking at all the different religions, their belief, and even breathing comes into
A lot of part.
the Hindu belief of the beginning of the universe with Brahma's breath. One exhale is one cycle of the earth. Is that right?
That's the belief. That's
the life cycle of the earth. Is it 300,000 years
yes.
or something?
So
one breath, and then another 300,000 years is an inhale.
it's a significant, I mean, in India, everything they wanted to explain it's through stories. It may not be the reality, like in the sense, but there's something like they make it like a story, some significance, but everything has a scientific approach to it. So basically, it's like how deep, like so many people in India, the yoga practitioner, they sit in Himalayas alone in caves, meditating for thousands of years to get their breath to be so long that they are almost breathing maybe not even full breath in 1 minute. So this is a very, very challenging task. Like they say, the longer you breathe, your breath is longer you live. So the significance come from that you're making your breath like thousands of years, just one breath. That's just a way of that you're increasing the span of your inhalation and your exhalation. So slower the better. So the hardest thing to do, because we are breathing, so some people are breathing maybe 20-30 times in 1 minute, some people are maybe, so depending on how your prana is stable and how slow and how fast we go with the breathing. So
but I love the story because it made the universe conscious.
Conscious, yeah.
And that's what I think is missing about all the scientific studies, is the consciousness of not just humans. The rest of the world isn't mechanical, but it's alive too. Earth is alive, conscious being.
Everything has life. Everything.
And if you think about human beings, we have more bacteria. Our microbiome is full of all different bacteria. We're basically a single Earth. We're a community in our individual selves, and we all then live on this planet, which is also a living, breathing community of living cells. The universe
is vibrating,
is the same.
Is alive. Right?
So it was just interesting reading about all the different religions, and one religion kind of did stand out, which is the Hindu beliefs, the Vedic texts, going back and just reading some of the things that they wrote so many years ago.
It's something you may find interesting. It's a little like deeper, very deep and very, but Yoga Vasishta, if you read that book, it's something you may find interesting. It's a good read.
It'll be on my book list.
If you can find Yoga Vasishta, it's amazing about consciousness, about all this, some very interesting book.
But it's just incredible that 2,000-3,000 years ago, they knew so much more,
isn't it?
Really, than what we know today.
Exactly. For me, when I see some structures, when I go to these structures, some of them, like there is a temple in India, very, 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 I don't know, thousands of years before it was built, and there's a huge pillar, from the top, without any support that you can see, but if I put this under this one, it goes through. So it's not connected to the floor, but it's hanging from the top, and I don't know how they made it stick there, and so many architects, so many people, they don't have any answers to it. And there are so many, I'm just wondering how, without any cranes, without any, how did they build the whole structure and the precision without any having those tapes or the gadgets to measure? How can they make it with so much precision, you know? I always wondered. So it's amazing. So all these people were all practitioners. They had some sort of, which got lost somewhere. It didn't get passed on to the next generation. So a lot of has been lost. And we had this fire in the Nalanda University. People tried to destroy this book, so a lot of we lost in that as well. And still a lot is remaining. So unbelievable, the science of spirituality.
Well, we were in Jaipur, and there's a really...
That's my hometown.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I didn't know. It's funny. And there's the Mato, is it called the Mato, where there's all the old astronomical...
The Jantar Mantar that I was mentioning?
Yeah, that was incredible.
Incredible, isn't it?
I spent hours just wandering around looking at all these instruments that lined up with different planets and star systems.
Right, isn't it?
It's
amazing,
incredible.
Amazing. Where did this come from? It's a fascination for me. All the consciousness that you were mentioning.
India feels very special when you
maybe
arrive
you have some
there.
connection in one of the lifetime. Maybe you were Indian. Who knows?
Maybe, yeah.
We always have some connection somewhere. You know, we feel like, oh, we've been here before. So that's true, actually. Our soul has been here many times, will be here many times, which it's like a clothes, your body is like clothes, changing it and your soul moves on, it's a journey, then you take on to the other one. Sometimes we've been poor, sometimes we've been very wealthy, sometimes we've been king, maybe sometimes we've been all learnings that the soul has to go through, some karmas that we have to go through. It's fascinating for me. And then sometimes the woman takes the woman's body usually, women's usually take whatever impression that you have in your last moments, that will decide your next life, is what is said in the scriptures. That is why they used to keep in India, all these children were named after gods. So there was a story, there was this very wicked man, he was very greedy, he's always, you know, the whole of his life he only did money, and then he didn't think about spirituality or God or the kindness, self-development, nothing at all. He was just greedy and very mean guy. But those times they used to keep his names, the children names after God. So he was not calling Vishnu, but he was calling his son Vishnu, Vishnu come here. So it's a story, of course it's a mythological story. The belief was that he kept calling him so many times that he got enlightened. This is just to say, basically to establish the fact that the state, the strongest impression during your last breath is the strongest impression that you carry forward in your next life. So I thought that was very interesting. Very interesting.
Great. I had an experience in the Philippines. I was with a guy who was a healer. His name was Robert Hertzky. He's from Finland, and he gave me a treatment. I was just lay on a bed, no talking, no meditation, but he just walked around the bed and he touched my foot and my shoulder and my elbow and my knee, just moving around. And I went to sleep. And I saw a light in the sky. And in my sleep, but it was really vivid sleep, I started swimming up to the light. And I remember doing this, like pulling myself through the air, and I was getting closer and closer. And when I got up to this light, the light opened up, and it was a pool of water. And I was on this side, looking up through the water. On the other side of the water, I could see there was somebody sitting like this, and they were looking into the water, and they could see that there was something in the water. So they were trying to smooth the surface of the water with their hands. And as I got closer, I could see that it was a previous version of me, but a biblical one. So maybe this was the Indian version of me, but they had robes, a turban, had long hair, long beard. But when I looked up, it was another version of me.
Right.
And he put his hand down into the water, and I put my hand up. And it was the very first time that the word kind of realm ever really entered my reality.
Wow.
And it was, I felt as if I connected with him. I wouldn't be able to turn back to this realm. I would enter that realm. So reincarnation has a different meaning now. Because I feel that I've met a previous version of me. And then this Robert just said, okay, Jonathan, it's time for you to come back now.
Yeah.
And he said, how was that?
My
That was the
God.
most incredible journey I've ever been on. So, yes, I think we've been here many times.
And then it kind of frees us a little bit in the sense that, isn't it, like everything is going to die, everything is going to end, but yet it's not ending. So that gives you kind of freedom. Your mind becomes freer and freer and freer.
Almost as if you're a warrior, because you're no longer frightened of the inevitable.
Right. True.
Yeah, it's just interesting.
Right.
Very interesting.
And life is full of such experiences. We don't know which meditation, which time of our life, something will be revealed to us. It's amazing. And since you're a seeker, you will get to see more.
Yeah.
When you're seeking, then you're shown more. When you're not seeking, then how can you see? You know what I mean? It's something amazing. It's present there, but sometimes when we are not seeking it, we don't see it. But when we are a seeker, somewhere.
But even Albert Einstein, with his theory of relativity with E equals mc squared, basically means energy equals mass. And vice versa. So I always think of the energy in me as like I'm in a vessel, like a ship that allows the me inside. If I look after this vessel, it allows me to go and explore the world in the way that I want to explore it. And if I don't look after my vessel, it stops me from seeing and doing the things that I want to do. And I carry the me around, and when I die, my body will become the elements that we are all made up of.
Absolutely.
And the energy, the soul, the spirit,
merges with
the Atman. Is it Atman?
Atma.
Becomes part of
the universal
universe
Atman.
again.
Yes, that's it. Such a beautiful thing, right? And this is the most peaceful place. When you leave the body, people think, oh, leaving the body must be the most painful. It just becomes like free. The soul is free, and it's a very loving energy is what I've heard. It's the most loving and peaceful energy around the moment we are out of the body.
It's a really interesting book called After. I'm trying to think of the name of the guy who wrote the book. It'll come to me in a minute, but he was a surgeon in America.
I think I have heard about that book.
And it's all about the near-death experiences
right,
from people
how it goes.
working in the heart department.
Right. It's called.
The book is called After. The one that I
just only called
read.
After. Oh,
just
maybe
called
that's
After.
the other one then.
Bruce Grayson is the
maybe
guy
it's the
who's
other one
written
I'm
the
forgetting.
book.
It's also very.
And it's fascinating. And these people who have perhaps experienced the very first steps to our next journey. And it's incredible, some of the stories and some of the things that they...
Have you read Dr. Brian Weiss by any chance? Many Masters, Many Lives.
No.
Love is Real. It's a real doctor in America. He's still alive. So what he did, he used to do these regression therapies, wherein he hypnotize people and take them to different, and then he was suddenly exposed to this other side of life. So very, very interesting. It's just a collection of real patients and real stories. How you must read it. It tells a lot, many lives, many masters, by Dr. Brian Weiss.
Okay.
And then Only Love is Real. These are the two that I highly recommend that you read. Start with Many Lives, Many Masters.
Okay.
So I couldn't keep my, that time I was not into meditation at all. Somebody recommended to me, and then I picked it up and I couldn't keep it back. I'm like, oh my God, this is so fascinating. Oh, so many lives and how they're healing and how the soul's journey, how many lives, amazing. And it's a real life story, his real patients that he has compiled, and it's amazing. And he himself is giving away, because he's a doctor, and he's giving his perspective and how he got to know about the other side of the realm. He thought this way, and then how then his journey also began on the path suddenly.
Okay, that's now top of my read list.
Yeah. Dr. Brian Weiss is very popular.
I had a hypnosis treatment. We were in the Fort Barwara in India.
Again, please?
Fort Barwara. It's a Six Senses
property.
Hotel property. Beautiful property in the middle of this town, and this fort has been taken over, and really beautiful. But there was a lady there from Delhi who does hypnosis. When I was 18, I did a course in hypnosis. Okay. So I was kind of preparing myself for now, really, because I spent 35 years in commercial property, but initially when I was 18, I did a course in reflexology, a course in hypnosis.
When you were 18?
When I was 18.
Oh, nice.
And then I spent 35 years, I started yoga probably when I was in my late 20s, 30s. Basically just for a reason, for stretching. So I started with Bikram, which is I needed that at that age. It was very physical, but it was funny because it was one of the things that I really missed was with Bikram. I wanted something a bit more spiritual, something with a connection to the soul, which I felt Bikram didn't have. And then I went off and discovered Ashtanga. Became obsessed with that Ashtanga. I remember meeting you, and it was like, we need to do an Ashtanga yoga class. But that was a few years ago now. But she did a regression type of hypnosis with me, and I was down a corridor with many doors, and I'd open a door and I'd be entering into a time. All of them were in my lifetime, apart from one. And I opened this door, and I was in this beautiful English garden with a little cottage with a thatched roof. And I walked through the garden to the door, guided by the hypnotist. Opened the door, stepped in, stone floors. There was a little baby and a little kid in the corner, and there was this couple. And it was astonishing that this is somewhere inside me. Yes. This previous life. And she asked me what year it was. I think it was kind of 1670 or something like that. Wow. But it was extraordinary. Right. Yeah, so those are my two previous life experiences.
So it is true, isn't it? There are so many stories, real stories. People died and they were born and they say, no, this is not my home is here. Yeah. And they gave the children name, and when they took the child to that place, he said, oh, that's my wife, that's my dad. And he knew the name, he knew very detailed that nobody knows, and how can the child know, a 40-year-old lady that's my wife, and very details that only the wife would know. So this is, a lot of documentaries are there out there, and it's just true. So for me, all these, when we come back, when I was a child, I was a very spiritual girl, in the sense, I would think, I'm very young, and I thought maybe something wrong with me. Why am I thinking like that? I didn't know it was something so deeply impression on me that I would sit and I would think about the universe, and I would think, oh, I'm existing, I'm sitting here, this is a big sky, I'm a part of it. So if I'm a part of it, who am I? Who am I? I'm asking this when I'm very small, and I'm thinking, no, what is this? And then I would get this very shivers, and I would start thinking, and something will start happening to me, and I'm like, who am I? And who is this who's existing right now? And if I didn't exist, and if I'm seeing me, who is seeing it? So if I'm saying yes, I'm here, then who's seeing? So it was all these questions would come to me, and I would be thinking, oh, something is happening, and then I would think, okay, I may be not normal, and I would distract myself. This I'm talking about is it? Because I didn't know better, right? So, but maybe I had practiced a lot in my last life. That question was with me maybe when I passed on in the last life. So I came with that in this lifetime. So I still, whenever I sat, I was very young, sitting in the garden, and I would have these questions, and I would thinking people are watching TV, they're playing games, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, who am I? Why am I here? Where did I come from?
It's
at a very young age.
It's funny that you said, who am I? Because I always think that it's taken me a long time to work out who I am.
Right.
Some people, I think, are very lucky, and they seem to they know at an early age what they want to be, who they are, how they're going to go through life. My niece, for example, when she was young, she always wanted to be an architect. She now is an architect. She's living in Amsterdam as an architect, and I think that can happen professionally and in your own personal life. And I've really struggled finding me, finding myself and who I am. And I think a lot of it is to do with kind of the peer pressure. You know, you have people around you, and it's probably lack of self-confidence, trying to work out who you are and who you want to be portrayed as.
Right.
And not being true. There's like an authenticity, isn't there, that you need to try and discover the authenticity of yourself.
True.
And you know, I don't drink, I don't party, I don't do drugs. I love meditation, I love yoga, I love being with people who are like-minded, because it's kind of charges me.
Isn't it?
It kind of fills me with like
energy, right?
And that's taken a long time for me to work out.
No, it's so true, and we all forget about our true core sometimes. We adapt to become somebody else that we are not, you know. But everybody's made to be just themselves, that's all I can say. Everybody has a part, and everybody's made uniquely, and you're nothing else, but we have to be what we are meant to be, but we forget that. As you said, we sometimes change, and I want to fit in, you know, I want to belong somewhere, so we all change ourselves so much. And then after that you realize, over the years I changed, and sometime I lost me. I realized that much later, because I was doing that myself. We all do, right? And then I came to the path, and I'm like, okay, it is okay to be this way, as I thought when I got into the journey, more spirituality, and I'm like, I was not being me. And
but you feel very home here in Bangkok?
It feels like home now. Yeah, but I don't know how long I'll be here for, but I'm here at the moment. But I've been here for 15 years now. But
the spirituality of Thailand is very different to...
For me, I have a living master, so I'm following only one path, so I connect with that again and again. So there's so much more to learn, still so much more to explore, and so I remain connected to that path.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's been lovely chatting.
I don't know what I spoke, but
we always have this affinity, don't we? When we've met before, we're just kind of like, but it's just been nice to have a bit of time just to talk and just explore a bit.
Right, and I learned so much from you the other side, which I don't read much, but it's always nice to, when you give me, you know, some scientific tips and bits here and there. It's useful for me also sometimes to know the other side of the thing as well.
Yes, I try and understand everything from a scientific point of view, which isn't always great. Because it takes you down so many rabbit holes trying to piece it all together. And
sometimes it becomes confusing as well. Some part maybe. Of course, it depends which rabbit hole we're going down on.
Yeah. But thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It's been a real pleasure, and thank you for sharing so much about you and life and the universe.
Thank you.